Welcome to the AFoOL podcast, and it's still Traintober, and we're still talking about trains. We're also going to talk about why you should never spell part backwards because it's a trap.
What's up, guys? Morning Man 23, and up in the corner we've got, you know him, you love him, BrickTsar, aka Jabo. This guy over here, what can I say about him? He's got trains in the title, but he's always talking about space. That's Joey from BrickTrains. All the way from Indiana, we've got Tom from HoosierBricks. Welcome, Tom.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have a guy that knows how to make a city in a train set.
A guy who actually builds stuff.
Yeah, we just talk about it. He actually does it.
I couldn't do it without the instructions, though.
Well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. We love open sets. So this is our Traintober podcast, and as Earl said, we have a special guest. And let's talk about your layout. You and Chris, the only time I've seen your layout together was at Brick for Alabama last year, and I was hoping to see it this year. Well, actually, this year and then next year. Javel's already corrected me. I can see it.
This has been a long year, but it was in January of this year that we all got together before we knew shows were all going to be canceled.
Yeah. Do you guys collaborate that any kind of way, or do you just do the just show up and put it together?
It was collaborated. There was a lot of private hangouts, a lot of live streams, making sure we had everything right. Road plates is going to meet up. Train tracks is going to meet up. I spent a year on mine.
Really?
Of course, mine was like 34 feet long. I think.
And so can you display that or build the whole thing where you have it now, where you store it now?
I can hold 16 base plates.
What's the total length? 33.
34 feet was last year's. If we would have been going in January or February again, there was going to be three of us at roughly 50 feet apiece.
Oh, wow.
50 feet each?
50 feet each.
So is this a part of your regular layout that you're building on all the time, or is this a separate that you just
it's my regular layout.
Okay. So you just take a section of it and with you and join it to theirs?
Yeah. So anytime I build a section, I don't know how well you can see it, but I got shelves in the back.
Uh-huh.
And it's got all the buildings. And then the bottom shelves hold all my mills plates. Then I got a big pile of mills plates beside me. I'm switching everything over. Last year I was doing 32 by 32 mills plates. This time I'm doing 9 32 by 32 mills plates.
Wow.
So I got big squares. So hopefully it only takes me half the time to set up.
So you're permanently connecting a 3x3 grid of 32 by 32 base plates.
Yeah.
Wow. And you find that easier to transport?
Well, I'll let you know when I do it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have to build a crate. I'll have to build a crate, put all the milk in a crate.
And you take your own tables, right?
No. We used the event tables. I wish I could take my own tables, but it would just take up so much space.
Okay.
We spent hours leveling them up. We were taking tables from people that hadn't set up yet because theirs was a little bit better than some of the ones we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that the L gauge guys, they want you to build your own tables so that you're not working off of banquet tables and having to spend that extra time. But that is a lot of work to transport tables.
Mm-hmm.
Expense and expensive traveling with them. I mean, it's that extra weight's going to cost you in gas.
You got to make them lightweight, and then make them too lightweight. They can't support the massive buildings like Hoosiers got.
Yeah. So are you sticking to any of the L gauge standards, or are you guys just working off your own?
Only thing really we go by on L gauge is the track ballasting.
So you most everything that will work will be 6 wide, because remember we had the problem with the big boy fair. It was just a little bit too wide for the bridge.
I fixed that problem on the corners though.
Oh, you did?
Move the trees.
We'll be wiping out trees now.
I went from the Lego R40 to R88.
Oh, that's a big change.
And R72 on the inner loop.
Okay. So that'll make it nice for the bigger locomotives. Yeah.
Just for Joey. Leave the trees alone.
Earl, did you see that video of Joey's big boy taking out Tom's trees on his layup?
No.
It swung so wide, it was just knocking them over.
Yeah, I was starting to take them down, and I heard BrickTsar holler out, "Just let the train do it."
Is that on your channel?
I think it's on Joey's channel.
Yeah, Joey posted it. I posted it too. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look for it now, just for that.
So you got interviewed by Beyond the Brick, didn't you, or is that Chris?
They interviewed both of us.
Okay.
That was fun. That's the first time doing that.
Have you gone back to look at the comments on the video that they posted?
I haven't in a while.
Yeah.
But I did probably the first couple weeks that the video was out.
Mm-hmm. It's neat getting that feedback from people.
I'm sure you get a lot of positive feedback from the public at the shows.
Oh, yeah, that's what makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
And if they didn't do that, I would stay here and I just go hang out with you all.
Well, I think one of the things that you guys do that's really well, you have some of your buildings and stuff are mocks, and some of them are modifications of the Lego stuff. So people can walk up and they look at that and they like, I recognize that, but yet it's different. And you've added to it and made it, you made it a lot better, but yet it still has that same look and feel that of a set that somebody could go buy.
They like to customize. They
Christmasized.
Take a modular for Crisset and put a 3-in-1 or a 4-in-1.
Yep.
That's where I learned it from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tried to stay with, how he said he likes taking a building and modifying it, but you can look at it and still know
Right.
what the set is.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's a good idea.
I wish I did more custom stuff.
So you had some box cars that you had stickers on, like different soft drinks, like Dr. Pepper. You had some Pink Bucket Nation stuff going on. I mean, were those things that you just made yourself, or did you?
I seen some pictures online and got to looking at it and said I can make those. So I made one. And it looked all right, so I was like, well, Chris likes Dr. Pepper, so I made a Dr. Pepper one. I like Mountain Dew. I made a Mountain Dew one. I think the next one's going to be, so I got to make one of those. And a couple other people want me to make some other ones.
Yeah.
Just OK Brickworks. I contacted them, told them, how many studs, how many bricks that I wanted the decals. Week or so later, I had them in the mail.
They do some good work. I liked your stickers. The customization of your box cars and stuff look really good.
Mm-hmm.
They also they made the stickers for my detective's office as well.
Okay.
I wasn't going to spell slice and dice out in tiles.
we were trying to convince Joey to this aftermarket stickers aren't necessarily bad.
Yeah.
They keep trying to convince me. Look, the big boy has those micro decals, and then the Greyhound bus that I had there is a sticker that we made on a Cricket. A friend of ours is Cricket. So I'm okay with custom stickers.
Not really.
Not really.
So you know they're coming out with these new road plates here, or road tile system, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
What do you think?
I have cut enough of these that if I wouldn't have cut them, I could probably retire.
You could just sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about going to those stickers? Or are you just going to keep on with the tiles? The road plates?
If those become hard to get or the price jumps way up, when I run out, I'll probably just start brick built roads.
Yeah.
Well, if it make you feel better, I think the dark bluish gray base plates have been the worst that Lego has ever made, as far as the way they issued them. Like, they split them, for one thing. The straights are probably, you cut your straights, you cut any of them that you use, you end up having to cut, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but to me, they're going to be the least valuable over time. I mean, of all the base plates they've made.
Well, they probably produced more of those too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You think so, though? I mean, over time, when people are still trying to complete layouts with those and they don't make them anymore.
Well,
they quit making them.
Quit making the gray ones, and they're still pretty cheap. The old ones from the 80s.
Yeah.
The ones that are expensive are the ones that came with the train shed. I think it was the train shed, or the crossing, the 9-volt bridge crossing. There's those that have the green, they have the black road and the yellow stripes.
The yellow stripes. Okay.
Those are the most expensive ones.
So when they do away with them, how long you think it'll be before we get them back?
Do they ever do anything that we actually want?
No.
Well, they did me once, but I'd already bought them all and paid outrageous prices for it.
That's right. They did bring them back, but it's pretty quick.
The blue,
and they had a different number with it, but they packaged them the same way. They didn't put two straights together or two curves together.
Well, didn't you used to be able to buy them that way? You could buy, yeah.
That was always the way it was until this gray plate system. And I don't know if they thought, our T junctions aren't selling, or our intersections aren't selling. Let's put them with something else.
I bet you that's it. They ended up with all the curves and the T's and the crosses, and they're like, we got to figure out a way to get rid of these. Let's put them with the straight ones that everybody wants.
And they did it with the train track. I mean, who needs additional curve track? I don't even think your average part-time Lego builder who only builds their trains once a year needs a bunch of curve track. No,
they just need a circle to go around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all need some? I got drawers full of it.
Curve. Yeah. Well, you're gonna have even more now that you're going to the wide radius.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put the wide radius on my main layout. I really like it, and the big boy looks a lot better and doesn't knock any trees over. So.
Yeah.
I still might have to put one tree just to bring memories.
Just close enough.
Yeah, you make it a challenge.
Oh, challenge accepted. I will knock the tree over. If I have to be wings on there.
So all of your trains on there, you use the batteries. You are using the power functions track, correct?
I have no 9-volt or 12-volt. I got started late in the game.
Yeah.
So when I started, it was the white passenger train and the blue cargo train.
Mm-hmm.
Was the two trains that were out. So I bought the white one, and then I went into a store like your all's Bargain Hunt, and they had 4 of them for like $40 a piece.
Oh wow!
So I bought all 4 of them to make one big long train, and that was a mistake because look what it did.
Now you got addicted.
More trains.
Yeah, I know that problem.
You're probably gonna stay 6 wide then. You ever have any plans of trying to go to 8 wide or?
I mean, I could. If the right train come about.
Yeah, I know. I keep buying the Brick Model Railroader sets, and I've only built one. I don't know. I just can't do it. I can't. I don't know.
It's
So I was looking at your one of the last videos you had. You had one. Which one was it? Where you were showing off one of the last Brick Model Railroader trains? I think it was a boxcar. But it looked like it had upside down cheese slopes and side to side. Looked like some pretty impossible building.
They're not impossible,
we
but
can talk about when Glenn's on here.
Yeah, we can say that for next time he's here.
So, in order to get the realistic details, they've done a lot of things that are not traditional Lego build types or whatever, and there's some of them are not stable, and some are not even close to being stable until you put them together, and even then, they fall apart. And in fact, when I was doing the video the other day, because they sent me those knuckle couplers.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
When you were trying to mess with that.
I should film everything because what do you call the wheel set?
The truck.
The truck. They use the little robot arms for angle pieces, and they're popping off all the time. I need to glue them, and I don't really want to glue them.
Hey, I said a little bit of Elmer's is fine. If your stickers are okay.
You were trying to do those couplers. I was thinking you pretty much got to take everything apart and rebuild it.
Yeah. I didn't realize when I got it. He just sent them to me, and there was no note or anything. And then in the process of doing it, I was like, there's got to be instructions for this. And they're on the website. So I got to go download the instructions on how to use them. I personally, it's something that's going to be, it'd be hard to change all of your freight,
truck,
to that. But it does look pretty neat.
Yeah.
And the thing that's disappointing for me, and again, this is something we should talk about when Glenn's here, is that it's Katie couplers, and I have no O scale that uses Katie couplers. They're more realistic, which is why they used them. They're more to scale, but even the high dollar locomotive I got that's made by Lionel doesn't have those.
Now, did you order the big kit he put out?
I can't tell you.
What's that?
I can't. I'm not allowed to tell you.
Oh, so
yes, I did.
So that would be a yes, but you haven't received it yet.
Yeah, I haven't. They haven't. There's one of the parts they haven't been able to get.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because of all the stuff that's happened.
Yeah, that thing's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever heard of BrickTrain Depot?
Yeah.
So I buy a lot of, their instruction kits, and they got some 6 wide cars that are pretty cool. So that's a 6 wide box car.
Is it pretty stable?
Oh yeah.
It looks pretty long.
It's 54 studs long.
Yeah, I've thought about buying some of their instructions.
The only bad thing is it has the bearing kits, and same problem BrickTsar was talking about. It's only held on by a little clip, and the wheels want to fall off.
Oh,
well,
that's one thing about the BrickTrains. The wheels, at least the wheels, stay together pretty good.
Yeah, I think theirs is. Their wheels are glued, aren't they? Or at least one of them.
They're pre-assembled.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't come apart. They got bearings inside the Technic piece. So yeah, they won't come. The wheels won't come off of the bar.
Yeah. Well, not to pile onto them guys, but it ain't like Lego was very good at this either. This is the Santa Fe, and that upside down piece. I know it's video or it's an audio podcast, right? But these poor cars, this piece always. I can't make it around my track more than a couple times.
That happens on almost all of them. If the whole wheel assembly doesn't fall off, the coupler, the magnet, that little piece pops, and then you got to take the wheel off to stick it back on there.
You're all really trying to change my mind on not to build those cars.
Yeah. Back in the day when I started doing YouTube videos, I would edit out the mistakes or the problems, and I did a video. One of the things that helped me get traction on YouTube was the Santa Fe train. I set it up going around the house, on the living room and stuff, and those little pieces would fall off, and I'd go fix it. And it's like I should just do a video, just let it run until it falls completely apart.
Have you seen Almighty Arden?
Yeah.
Have you seen him? He's been working setting that 12-volt thing up for like a month.
12-volt.
He's got like this whole room. He's setting up and it's like he's doing these vlogs with all the technical difficulties he has. It's pretty.
And this is why you do not see 12-volt very often at shows. There was a guy that brought some to Brick Fair, Alabama, the last time I was there. He wasn't there this time.
There was a guy at Brick World Chicago 2019, and he had a little setup, probably maybe 4x6. I mean, he had all the stuff on there, but he was having to fiddle with it quite a bit too. Just he would hammer on the table
like I did.
Yeah,
maybe that's in the instruction booklet somewhere.
Yeah, it is. I learned it from Stanford and Son. So, but the 12-volt is. I haven't seen his video setting it up. I have seen him do previous large room setups, and it's on the floor, which is doubly hard.
Well, he set up a deal where it's like every week he'd have a new episode. And he'd tell you what the plan was, and then the next week he'd tell you all the problems he had with that plan, and then he'd. It seems like he's been working on this thing for 6 months.
Yeah, 12-volt is very time consuming to set up. It's not like the power functions or even the 9-volt where you just snap the tracks together and you're ready to go. You deal with a lot of issues with 12-volt.
So, out of the 12-volt and the 9-volt power functions, what's our favorite?
As much as I like the 9-volt, I think the power function is the easiest to deal with.
I would have to probably agree with you. I like the power function because it's easy to run double motors in a B unit or a larger diesel motor.
So are you talking old power functions or powered up?
Well, powered up, yeah, that would be a different. Yeah, so far I haven't really cracked the code on the powered up to get everything like I want, like I had with the power functions. Because you had that little switch, and you could run 2 motors and have one reverse polarity. So it was pretty easy to do that with the power function.
We never talked about. You think they went to powered up just to be app friendly?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I blame children. This is the technology that they're using and the way that app works on your tablet or your phone is something. I guess this is the way kids are taught in European schools or maybe even here in the US. I don't know. And they know how to do that modular programming, essentially, is what it is. And when I look at the app, I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
I don't feel like dealing with it. What about you, Tom? Have you dealt with it, the powered up?
I prefer the power up over the power functions.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I don't use the app.
Okay.
Use the actual controller.
Okay.
Like I had 2 trains running in Alabama. this year or last year, whichever one you want to call it. It's been so dang on long. I used had two trains running. I used two controllers. I had two motors in each train.
So you have to. Now I did a video a long time ago about getting that to work. Did you find that?
I think what you was trying to do was two motors, one battery pack. See, I used two battery packs.
Oh.
Okay, so you got two hubs.
Yeah.
So so you were using two controllers to run one train?
No.
No.
You can sync both hubs to the same channel, and it's instant. If you set one motor here or one engine here with the hub in it, and one engine here, and you click them to go, they take off at the same time. Click them to stop, they stop at the same time. With the old power up, when you have the IR receiver, one might catch the signal and one might not. So you would be running one on speed 4 and the other's running on speed 3.
Right.
So
yeah, that's why I always and I guess that's why I was trying to run the powered up against one battery hub, because that's how I ran my power function. You would put both motors to the IR receiver, but you put that switch that Lego made, that toggle switch, and it made the one motor run backwards. So you had the controller, and as long as the IR receiver got that signal, both motors would do the same thing, just in opposite directions. But it ran your battery down pretty quick because you're running one battery, two motors.
yeah, I think I put fresh batteries in the morning, and then we went to right around lunchtime.
Oh, that's not bad.
I changed the batteries again, so they've got real good battery life. But I was changing, 4 battery boxes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ran smooth. I had when Chris grabbed the controls and tried to act like he knew how to run the train. But yeah, I like the new power up over the actual power function.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I think probably in just the individual train sets and stuff, the powered up it's just fine. I mean, I've worked, but I don't know. I still like I guess it's just I don't like change.
I think that's what the key is for you and I is
the
change. Something can actually be better, and we're just fighting it. Like we're like the people that want to hold on to the English system here in the U.S.
Well, it's kind of like those road plates. You have so many of them, and now they're changing on you.
Yeah.
Another reason that I like the powered up over the power functions. My layout's so big that with the power up, I got to chase the train down.
Oh yeah, because that infrared.
With the Bluetooth, it don't matter where the train is on the layout. Even if it was going through a tunnel, or you stop it, it picks it up. It stops. Or you start it in the tunnel, it'll pick it up. Whether it's 20, 30 foot away.
I was gonna say, now you guys are getting ready to you've got 50 foot each, right? So that's 100 feet. And Bluetooth is, I can get far enough in my basement that my powered up will stop and lose sync and the train stops. So I would think after about 50 foot, you guys might not be able to control them from one end of the train layout to the other.
Well, we're not going to set up like we was. We're going to set up in an island.
Oh,
going around.
Yeah.
Instead of like one long thing. Yeah.
Then you'll never be 10 foot away from any point, really. Yeah. I like the island idea better, even though I'm old and I hate ducking under.
We did think some things through.
It makes more of your layout viewable to the audience too when you do that.
Yeah. You also have to think like that. It's easy to think one-sided I know some of our early layouts, when we were displaying at the train show, we were against a wall. So you just had the one side. But when they decided to move us out in the middle of the gymnasium, I told my dad and the other people in charge, I said, well, thanks. Now I have to come up with 3 more sides to a layout. So I had one side.
You just ask for a curtain so they can't get behind you.
Well, I guess that's true. Well, yeah. Don't mind the guy behind the curtain.
So, BrickTsar, what's your favorite? 9-volt, 12-volt?
It's really it's very hard for me to decide, but I do love the 9-volt, the whole era of the 9-volt. I like the ease of setting the 9-volt. The one thing I don't like is I'm going to have to modify a lot of things now, because what we're discovering after 25 years is that the 9-volt cables dry rot. And I have most of mine that I've owned for a long time are starting to dry rot. So I didn't do anything to oil them or whatever. It's like a baseball glove you never took care of is what it is.
Right.
And so I'm starting to run into those things. But being that it's just wiring, I could use any wire I wanted to as long as it's touching the rails. So I do like that feature of it. And the rails themselves need very little cleaning. They've held up over all these years. My motors still work. I've never had a motor die yet, but I don't run them nonstop like people would at a show.
Yeah.
So 9-volt's great, but I really love the model railroad feel of the 12-volt era from the 80s, with the remote control switches, the lights, the automation, and all that. But it does look kind of weird with that center rail. It's kind of more like a Lionel look to them.
That's kind of what we grew up with too. Here's that change thing again.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to make a big layout, a huge, massive layout, I would go with the blue track. It's so stinking cheap. You talk about spending $5 for a straight track with 9-volt. It's like 30 cents for a blue straight track.
Right.
See, I was on when they come out with the new power up. I was on the verge of switching everything over to 9-volt.
Oh wow!
And
I was doing the same thing. I wanted to go to 9-volt just so I wouldn't have to deal with batteries, and I was more. I say I was used to how like HO trains and Lino trains ran with the power stuff. But what convinced me to not go 9-volt totally is the wide radius track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like I know the first year that I took the big layout to Philly, we were the old power functions, and I was changing. The trains were so long, it was killing the batteries. I was changing batteries like every hour and a half.
Oh,
yeah,
just to keep to keep the train going. And I was like, I can't fight that. And I started to look, and I got with Aaron, and he said he had a big bin of 9-volt track, had all the a bunch of regulators and stuff in it. And I was like, what do you want for it? And he said, well, I have to go through it and see. And before he can get back with me, they come out with the new power up. And I got my hands on a couple of those and was like, Joey, started playing with it. How can I run more than one? And whatnot. And then seeing how easy it was and that it spot on, didn't miss a beat. Before take off, they both took off. Yeah, I just saved myself a bunch of money.
Yeah, you did. And it's best to go with what's currently available.
Yeah.
Too.
Speaking of 9-volt, did you ever do any running the Jabbo? Did you ever do any of the running in the trains the wrong direction?
No, see that. So we talked about that a couple weeks ago, and I have not done that yet. I need to get the 9-volt track. So, yeah, Joey was telling me the last podcast about there's directions the direction sensitivity of the 9-volt track. And also, a lot of people have not realized, or just now realizing, that even though they look the same, the 9-volt track and the power functions track, they are not the same.
No.
The dimensions wise, there's a little bit of variation because of the metal rail and things.
Yeah, the actual mold of the 9-volt track is. I was looking to see if I had a piece there that was part. The mold's different. It's a different mold.
I used to get mad before the power functions came out. There's the people that would sell the test molds of the 9-volt track, but there's no metal rail. So it was like before we got power functions track, we had this track that was power functions that was labeled as 9-volt, that was red, but it's no rail.
No rail. Yeah, it's not. I got a piece of it right there, but I can't reach it.
Look at it in such abundance. All that test mold stuff.
It's because they actually make it. It's not actually a test mold. These guys know that this stuff, people will think it's rare. So there are people that actually make it in the factories and sneak it out. I'm guaranteeing you that's what's happening. They're not. These aren't just a few test molds that people got their hands on, because they are in abundance.
Yeah. Well, I work at a plastics factory, right? And putting red into an extrusion process is probably the worst thing you can do, because it's so hard to get out. So I can't imagine. I have no idea why Lego would use red as their test mold, but
maybe this is one of those things that's not really true. It's that maybe back in the day somebody sold some red pieces and got a lot of money for it, and so now everybody say, "Oh yeah, they use red because it shows them the stress marks and all this," and you just got a bunch of people in Germany on Bricklink that are making a lot of money selling red parts.
It's a conspiracy by Lego.
Yeah. I think I got a red 2x4 BrickTsar.
Oh my goodness. Those are extremely rare.
I think mine's number 3.
Oh, you got an early. Well, Chris was the one that started that whole thing.
Yeah, and he told me to do it, and somebody beat me. So somebody else got number 2 and I got number 3.
Yeah. I had to stop at 200. Everybody's killing me. I can't keep up with the numbers anymore. Yeah, that was all Chris.
Chris has started a lot of stuff, hadn't he, over the years?
Yeah, we started a box. Remember when he was doing his Bricklink store and he got a box? He got some parts in a box, so he autographed it and he sent it to somebody else, and he wanted to see how many people could sign it.
Yeah, I don't know whatever became of that box. That's the one I sent him.
Yeah,
he has talked in live streams and in post shows of thinking about doing that again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We might need to get a sturdier box, because that Lego box, I don't think it could survive too many postal trips. But I think that the thing that he did that I think is amazing is, I think he was the first. And I don't know this because I don't watch the guy's channel, but I'm pretty sure he's the first YouTuber that JangBricks ever mentioned by name.
Huh. Well, I don't watch JangBricks either, so
that's what I'm saying. I don't, because he doesn't. JangBricks doesn't even refer to his own viewers by name until they started paying, with Patreon. But Chris did that project with his Sig Fig tower. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I wish Chris hadn't deleted all his videos. He had a lot of good stuff, man. He collaborated with Brick Show. I mean, he did a lot of things.
He found an old laptop that has all of his videos on it.
All of his videos?
All of his videos.
Oh.
I am trying to talk him in. Just post one a week.
Yeah, don't post them all at once, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these are things that Chris is responsible for. He was like the one that he got AFoOL Man in trouble because everybody said that AFoOL Man was copying him. all AFoOL man was doing was making a city. Like only Chris could make a city. Chris was the only one on YouTube allowed to make a city.
God bless. What would they say about me?
It was just funny things like that would happen. What else did he? He's so many things. He's like Chris was like the glue of the community back in those days.
Yeah.
Oh, he had one lady that wanted to take his gumball machine video down because she said it was her design. And he's like, I don't even know who you are. You didn't design this.
Didn't Brick Show swipe that design?
I think that design, the gumball machine is so basic, and there's so many people out there. I mean, it could have been Astonishing Studios could have done it. Brick Show done it. I mean, there was nothing. You can't prove that was yours because it's a basic design.
Yeah.
There's always somebody wanting to take credit.
What they want to do is take the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have seen people that have taken other people's designs that they freely share and then try to sell them.
So, yeah,
and I hate that when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of the Brick Train Depot stuff. And every time I run across it in a video or somebody asked about it, like, nope, that's not my design.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing. I think it's cool to get somebody's design to support them if you want to support them that way. But yeah, when people start asking, it's like, if I paid for something to get the design, it's like the brick model railroader stuff. I paid for that. I'm not going to show you the instructions.
Right.
And people like the San Diego Comic-Con stuff I bought. There's some that nobody posted the instructions. People are always asking me for the instructions. I'm like, no.
Yeah, Chris has been responsible for a lot of things. The dress as your sig fig at conventions.
Oh yeah.
He's talked about doing that in Bama if we got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of glad I don't have to do that now.
That's a double-edged sword. I'm glad and I'm not glad because I am way behind on getting anything ready, but I'm gonna miss seeing everybody.
Yeah,
and I know this has only been my second time for Brick for Alabama, but
I cheated last weekend. I went down to Tennessee. Unfortunately, Chris had to work, but I got to see Bama Bricks from Alabama. Jude went to the Lego store, and of course, probably 25, 30 lug members.
Oh, wow. It was one of the AFoOL days for the lug.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's the only thing I miss about being in a lug. Well, I mean, the other thing, it's not the only thing I miss. I just don't have the time to do the. In order to stay in a lug, you got to do so many meetings and shows, and I don't personally have the time to do that. But it was nice getting a discount on bricks sometimes.
Yeah, the closest lug I have to me is Indie Lug, and it's and they require you to make so many meetings, which is fair, but there's no way I can make the trip. Yeah.
Well, I drive 3 hours to Nashville for the lug when I can drive 2 hours to Indy.
Yeah.
Indy. Not the lug. I just don't like Indianapolis.
Yeah, I've not lost anything in Indianapolis that I need to go back and get. So,
Lego store there. I don't think I'd go back in that one if they paid me.
I can't even. I've been there, but I can't even remember. That's how remarkable it was.
I think I got access to like the second best store. Well, maybe the best. Because everybody always talks about the one in Florida. The one at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
But the one in Gwinnett County here in Georgia, at Sugarloaf Mills, that one's pretty big for a Lego store. And it's got the best staff.
I was going to say, it's got to be the people that make the difference because The one in Florida is just big, but it's
Yeah.
It's nothing special about it.
So in other words, we all need to get a hold of Jabbo and send him on pick-a-brick missions.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't like going there because it's too far away.
Yeah, it's I only go there when I'm getting paid to go there.
I was about to say it's got to be a work trip.
Yeah.
There's a trouble in Gwinnett. I'm on it. I got it. Don't worry. I'll get it.
Volunteer.
I know where I'm going for lunch.
So I think we covered what our favorite Lego theme 12 volt, 9 volt is to operate, because that's basically what we talked about. But what is your favorite theme to collect or hoard? Or always, what's your favorite?
As far as trains or
To collect. Yeah, your favorite train. Yeah. I know what it's going to be.
I don't know if you know that red passenger train I have.
The newer. Well, it's not new, really.
No, it's not. No longer new. But at the time, that was one of the best values because it was like $99.99. It came with the track, the motor, and I think I got 2 of those, and then I built some coach cars, and then I parted together a bunch of carriages, and I've probably got 12 or 15 cars to go on that one. So
cool.
Yeah, his red train was why I did the white one.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty long. It's pretty long.
Yeah.
Now you have me interested. I'm thinking about getting 2 hubs to replace the 2 power function motors.
There you go.
Yeah.
Buy it from Bricklink. Don't get it from. Don't buy it from Lego.
Yeah. It's cheaper to get it from a set than it is to buy it as an individual pack. Yeah.
The battery pack alone from Lego's $50,
Mhm.
and I think you can buy the battery pack on Bricklink right now from 18 to 23.
Really?
Yeah, because people are parting them out of sets.
Yeah.
And that brings the price down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite train theme, Hoosier?
Man, I have to pick one.
It's
Well, we all love trains.
I kind of like the Santa Fe.
Yeah. I would have to say that probably the 9 volt Santa Fe. I thought Earl would probably say Metroliner or the BNSF.
I would have, but you said to collect.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. I have the Santa Fe over there collecting.
Yeah.
It's collecting dust too. Jabba, what about you?
Well, I like you. I like the Santa Fe, but I don't. I got the complete Santa Fe, so I got 2 locomotives. I have all 5 versions of the cars, but my favorite to collect, to have unnecessarily extras of, is the Horizon Express.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
A weird building in it too. I never built it. Doesn't it have some pieces that you gotta put sideways and jam in there or something?
Yeah, the doors and oh, it's got doors. That white train that the Hoosier bought, it don't have doors.
No, it don't, does it?
Not that it matters. I just made I got mad about that in a video, and people got all upset that I got mad because it didn't have doors. It's a toy. You are a toy. Oh, wait, that's from Toy Story.
I figured one of us would at least mention the Emerald Knight.
I did think the Emerald Knight.
See, there was so many. I don't. The Emerald Knight's the only actual sealed train that I still own.
Oh, it's sealed.
I have a sealed one under the table.
Now you're scared to open it.
Oh man.
How many of those do you have, Jabbo?
I had 4.
Don't remind him.
And that's a bigger regret now than the Grand Carousel, because I bought those. They were like marked down like 20% when I bought them. Put them in my Bricklink store at double what the price was. I said, "Oh, okay, those will sit there." Then somebody bought all 3 of them one day, and I was like, "What happened?" And then, yeah, they were gone. And I never did build the extra cars, so it looks naked with only 1 car.
I know you just did the Pablo with the train motors. Do you ever do? You're picking an order and you're like, oh man, I can't believe.
Well, I think you bought something one time.
I did. Those little green guys.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, got little beanies in my store. Taking those out.
I think the thing that I don't like about the Emerald Knight is like right out of the gate, you had to modify it to get it to run right. I mean, I think Lego even put out instructions for it, didn't they? It didn't want to run around the track very well. It still doesn't. I got the modified version.
It's not one you want to move around a lot. No.
Did it come with track? Is it designed to go around curves, or is it technically just the display tray?
No, it's a power function. It's designed to run, but it doesn't run well. It looks nice.
There's 2 trains in my collection that I will not run. Refuse to put any kind of power functions, motors, and that's Emerald Knight and the Maersk train.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because if one of those come crashing off the table,
yeah,
it'll just take me to the hospital. So I'm like,
so is your Maersk train, is it opened?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I can't see that coming. I mean, granted, the Santa Fe ain't no better, but I built 2 replicas of it, so that's the one I.
You do realize it's Lego. You could put it back together.
Yeah, but it would be my luck the piece that I couldn't find to be that $50 piece.
Or the.
Well, didn't they do sticker over assembly?
Yeah.
Isn't that like the nose piece? I'm sort of sitting there trying to look at it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it is.
That's one of the things I'll tell you about. Every time you move it, if the wheels don't fall off, the little bumper with the magnet thing falls off.
Yeah.
It's a pain.
I don't think I ever put a motor in mine, so it's not been on a display or anything. But speaking of sticker over assemblies, it's maddening when you've paid a lot for a sticker. Like I was talking about my So Stupid, the Lego minifigure. I paid $100 for that sticker, and I mean, I had no intention of ever selling that minifigure figure, but that sticker is just like crud right now. And I don't know if it's from shifting, from holding that big figure, the shifting of the bricks just a little bit each time has caused it to crack, or is it just that it's been on display for six or 7 years?
Well, Lego kind of had a run of bad stickers there for a while. The Swope Booth Camel, the original one, and
the same time period, probably.
Yeah, I have those, and the stickers are not. They were like water slides, but they weren't, and they just crumble up.
Ooh, that's one I heard at the Jabo. I wonder what those stickers are like.
Now that one, I took it apart recently. I think this year. I think I took it apart, and the stickers were still. They seem like they were good, but they do roll up, and dirt can get on the other side of them.
Yeah,
but mine rolled up and then they start cracking.
Yeah, I don't think those were cracked on the Sopwith Camel that I had.
Yeah,
the same thing with the X-wing fighter that I got from Earl.
Yeah, that's because I
over assembly.
Yeah, I was taking it apart trying to keep the. Bet that was hard to rebuild with the pieces.
Yeah, and then had that thing on display from the time you sent it to me, and then Charlie knocked it off from the top shelf to the floor.
Mischievous.
Yeah, and it broke the. And I think it wouldn't. I can blame him, but I had brittle blue in there in the interior of it that broke. Like a 2x10 or 2x8 brick.
Brittle blue.
And that's the thing with some of the trains in the era that I like in the 80s. I haven't come across the brittleness. I hope it's not like the 60s where you had a lot of brittleness, in the late 2000s where you had a lot of brittleness.
Yeah.
When you hate in 10 years if you're holding your mesh train and it just starts cracking.
Oh.
You won't know for a while.
Mine's never coming out of the tote again.
Well, at some point it probably will. I don't know. It may make it up before this one. Me and Dakota, my grandson, were playing, and of course, he decided that it was a good day to get all the trains on this shelf over here out. So I have shot the video of, I think it started with the Santa Fe and ended up with like the 726, all in one string running around the layout. So we got them all out. I hope to get it all edited together. Yeah. There's a sticker over assembly I wish I had, 726.
Yeah. I got the car. I got one original sticker for that set.
Yeah.
Just the Express, and everything else is reproduction. I did do the when I had the table with the track still on it. I did do that, the never-ending train, and it was so hard because you had to put locomotors in the middle.
Yeah,
and they all had to go the same speed, and I used 9-volt, and with 9-volt, the further away you get from a speed regulator, you start getting the resistance. So I had to put multiple regulators on each side of the layout, and I was able to get it to go around, but some of the cars would get kind of finicky and derail. But yeah, I did the never-ending train where it's just going around the whole layout with no end.
You did that with the Thomas Actually, I'm going to go ahead and mention this right now because we've all been duped all night, and I just caught it. This is really not BrickTsar that's with us tonight.
No. I'm just saying that trains are fun.
Trains are fun. Okay.
Trains are fun.
Well, that other guy, TrainsR, he did a video with the Thomas. You guys kept trying to, that's funny.
You've also done a video with Thomas where you couldn't even see the table.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so many laid out on the table. You didn't even know the table was green anymore.
Yeah. You talk about people that have a problem with Lego. I got a problem with Thomas.
I know.
So I got another video I want to do. I literally don't have the space to do the video. So if they ever have a Thomas and Friends convention, it's funny. Sorry, we're talking. This is not probably the appropriate podcast for this, but there are these kids that were wanting to do. I say kids; they're probably in their 20s. A Thomas and Friends show, like we do with the Lego conventions. They wanted me to come.
What you do is you could take all your Thomases and you could put every room could be a different couple characters, and then you could walk around your house and just have them.
The Sordor Estates.
Yes, Sordor Estates. Oh, it's sad. It's really sad.
So has any of y'all ever been at a show and had a train derail and hit the floor?
I have, yeah. It was a Polar Express that I had built, and we were doing a winter show, and my grandson ran it off the table. But I mean, ain't no sense of getting mad. Pick it up, put it together.
That was just the last train show, wasn't it? Or
it was. Because the last time we had one, yeah.
I did the last Philly, and I went outside. I left Erica in charge of the layout.
I don't want to bring this up.
Which was a bad idea. And I was outside for like 5 minutes, and she sends me a text message. You need to get in here. The train on the floor.
Oh.
Which one was it?
The newest green cargo train.
Oh.
It was easy to go back together.
Y'all know Banana Berman, don't you?
Well, know of him, yeah.
Know of
I
him.
do.
So he uses the white one that the white
Yes.
train all the time that Tom got. And he said the reason he uses it in so many of his videos is because when it gets destroyed, it's easy to put back together.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, there is something to that, right? If it's especially the stuff he's going to do.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one
You
where-
take the stuff outside. I mean, parts can fall. I'm sure he's lost pieces when he does stuff outside. Because he said stuff will fall off, and he doesn't even realize that it fell off until he's watching. He's watching the video, and he's like, "Oh shoot, the part fell off."
that one video that they did where that white train zigzagging through those double crossovers. Did y'all see that one?
Yeah, I think I did.
I don't think I saw that one.
It's the BrickTsar crossovers, I think.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. He did the most impressive one is the loop to me. He made that white train go through a roller coaster loop, basically. He had to get enough speed. And it took him several times before he finally got it to go all the way around. And each time it didn't make it, it's destroyed. He has to put it back together and do it again.
How many pieces do you think you broke doing that?
I don't know.
I mean, Lego's tough, but
yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
indestructible.
That's what scares me with the the Marisk and the Emerald Knight. I know I can put it back together, but if pieces break or it's at a convention and the pieces go outside the rails and they get kicked. Some of the ones with the gold stickers on it.
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah.
That's the hasn't been a big problem, I guess, with shows with like theft, but yeah, there's going to be parts that come up missing, and that happened to me in the lug. When I was still in the lug, we had gone and we went to the Lego store first, and because they had one of those promotions, and it's when they were giving out the passport. You can get the passport where you can get it stamped.
Yeah.
At all the different stores.
You still
and
can.
It was the space shuttle mini build. And I had got one, my son had got one. We both got the same thing, the passport and the set that you bought. And there was the set we needed to take to the lug meeting for the competition we were going to do or whatever. And we were standing there we're getting ready to leave, and one of the guys who actually is a Lego employee, which really made me mad. I said, "You have our bags." And he's like, "No, these are mine." And I said, "No, I think it's my bag. Can you check?" "No, it's my bag." I said, "It's my bag." "No." So he would not even look. And then, so I'm like, I can't find our stuff. And, like 2 weeks later, he's like, "Oh yeah, I think this was your bag." And then he lost it. And so I was so mad. I was like, "This is my passport, our set." But he ended up giving us some other stuff that he got for free to make up for it. But yeah, it's just like stuff wanders off when there's other people around. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rant about that. I never went back. Now you know why I'm not in a lug.
Not in the land.
And
the lug. Yeah.
Because I'm a jerk. But I am on BrickTrains every other week. So
Do they have any trains at that Atlanta brick company or whatever?
No, they did have like one of the cars from the Santa Fe. And they got don't get me on another rant. Some of the stuff is not necessarily complete. They have very limited selection of that. Or if they do get it in, it probably sells pretty quick.
Yeah.
You probably have to be there when they get it. They have a large selection of like Star Wars, Chima, Ninjago, but trains, no, they didn't have very much.
Chima. That's not even display worthy to sell.
Don't tell that to Butt Chop. He'll get mad at you.
He's got his own day called Chima Day. So does any of y'all have any train projects going on, or in the plans of going on?
Uh,
I don't have any thing that like I'm personally planning on designing myself. I do want to do a comparison of the brick model railroader stuff to traditional HO scale model trains, and I'm just waiting on one kit to come from brick model railroader, and then I can do that. That's my big thing I want to do. And then I want to do a video with the crocodile and my slot cars. So
the current project I got going on is I'm trying to get all my monorail piece back together, and I got all three of the monorail sets. I just I was missing the $6.99 one box, and I found one. It's pretty rough, but I only paid $20 for it. But only, right?
Battery. You're talking the battery box, the 9-volt battery box.
No, this box.
Oh, you're talking about the box. The box.
Yeah. Yeah, on my airport monorail, that battery box had somebody left a battery in it, so it corroded, and I ended up having to take the leads out of a white box out of one of the 9-volt and put it in there. I got it working pretty good. But that's my big project for trains right now. I was getting ready to be behind the 8-ball for Brick Fair, Alabama, because I was actually wanting to take our traveling layout down there, but since that's canceled, I won't be doing that. So I got a reprieve on that.
I was way behind the 8-ball. I'm currently working on the train yard. I ordered from HoosierBricks.
Yeah.
The 3D printed train yard.
Yep.
So is there stuff? It's 3D print. I thought it's not injection mold.
So they are starting injection molding now.
Oh,
like they the last batch I ordered from, it was 3D printed, and of course, if you spend so much money, they give you a free piece or whatever. So I qualified for a free piece, and the free piece that they gave me was like a crossover, or it was the cross track.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like make a figure 8 or whatever.
Right.
And that piece was injected molded, and it was a pretty cool looking piece. The studs had rail crossings on them.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
why don't they make those tracks anymore?
The crossover?
Make a crossing?
The crossover.
I think 9-volt killed it. You couldn't have. It would have shorted out in 9-volt because it was 2 rail.
No,
they
Wouldn't
had
it?
volt.
No.
They had them at 9-volt.
You can't. I'm trying to think. There's no configuration that you can make with the crossover that would cause a short. The switch tracks are what cause the short.
Okay.
When you do reversing loop.
But why don't they have them that aren't 9-volt?
Yeah.
Well,
why don't? Yes, that I don't know.
That's a good question.
It's a 5-inch straight track, just like the regular straight tracks. There's 2 5-inch straight tracks crossed over. So I don't know why they haven't made them since the 9-volt era. But HoosierBricks, I guess, does. So is your yard? Is the track? Is it going to be where you don't have that funky little curve like with the 9-volt? Is it going to be like the R72 or something?
Yeah, so like my old yard, I had switch track, then another switch track, next plate up another switch track. So it kind of, it done the funky curve. Now it'll be one straight line.
So it's like a ladder, more like a traditional railroad ladder.
with the branches coming off of it. I think I'm going to have 8 altogether. So
Wow.
it's going incredibly bigger.
Make sure you put the MERS train in the middle so it's protected.
He's still keep it in the box.
It's going in the train shed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm trying to piece together my second train shed.
And then a month or so ago, Joey sent me some videos of a train that runs here in Indiana. I am going to try to build that train.
That ought to be pretty easy. That dark green, you should be able to get enough pieces for that.
Yeah.
What locomotive is that? Or train is that?
It's the French Lick train.
Oh,
they have a railroad up there.
Larry Bird Express.
The Larry Bird Express, yes.
They run a couple different engines, so I don't know which engine that I want. It's about an hour drive for me. I think I'm just going to drive up there and see if I can catch it and take some pictures of it.
Yeah.
And Joey helped me out a lot on the cars. That was the main thing, trying to get the color that I want to use on the cars.
All right. So what color did you pick? Did you pick the dark green or?
I think I'm going to go with dark green.
I think that'll look very classic, that dark green color.
As long as it doesn't have any doors on it. Those things are expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
I cheat where I can.
Yeah.
I try to knock out the expensive parts.
You should see my BSNF.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yes, I took a lot of shortcuts.
See, that's another train that could have made the favorites list. There's just too many.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
So did you ever get your Thomas box? Your Thomas train box?
Mine?
Yeah.
What was that? You
The
remind
set
me.
collection.
The eBay lot that you needed the box for was it a 3?
Oh no. No. Does anybody know anybody that lives in Miami? So yeah, Tom. There's a Lego set. The guy has it listed for sale. He had it listed for sale for $25. It had the box in the listing. I bid on it, and I then read the description. It said box not included, too large to ship. So I messaged him and I said, I only want the box. Can you ship it? And he was like, no. He said it was going to be $100 to ship it. I'm like, okay. Then he raised the price of the auction to $100. I was like, I would have paid the $125. Like I bid, I was the only one that bid. It was like $25. I'll pay the $100 for the shipping. And he doesn't want to ship it. I'm like, it's the only thing that's of value in your auction. Right.
Do you have it listed?
It's still listed. He's relisted it. This is like the 4th or 5th time it's been relisted. He's got once I showed interest, I should have never expressed interest in it because he raised the price from $25 to $100. It is not worth $100 without the box. Right. Sorry. This is my rant, my bi-weekly rant on the Thomas Brand box.
I hope he's not watching this podcast. You'll never get it.
Watching it. I'm going to share it. I'm sharing it. If the next time we do a podcast, if that listing is still up, we're going to show it. Oh, wait, we can't. Right. It's a podcast. I'm calling him out by name. He's in Miami. I know he's in Miami or that's where the account shows as being in Miami, Florida. So I know
we got an AFoOL that lives in Miami.
Is it Pedro?
BrickTsar.
Maybe I should say. I mean, if I live close enough, I would say, dude, I will come and pick it up. I'll meet you at the post office. I'll meet you at the police station.
So I'll give you a $100 bill. How big is this box?
It's large enough that it would cost over $50 to ship if you shipped it full because it's the Thomas and Friends collector set or combo set, and I forget the inches. Brick. It's bigger than that box, I think.
Is it really?
Oh my Lord!
So, yeah, because of the dimensions, shipping it by the post office, it would be from Miami, Florida. With the weight of the pieces, it was going to be over $50. And then I was debating: do I tell them just to cut it and roll it up and send it to him?
I still think you could flatten it and roll it and put it in a tube, and then when you got it, you could unroll it and put it under something to flatten it out and get the roll out, and then you fold it back together.
I mean, worst case scenario, he could fold it in half, and there'd be a crease.
Right.
And I don't know. It's just it's so disappointing when Joey's sitting there wanting that box for the monorail. You remember the box we were bidding against each other for the 610 train?
Yeah.
That box is falling apart even more.
Really?
Yeah, it's so dry rotted. It must have been in an attic. It's just I don't know what to do with it. It just keeps falling apart.
Have you got a display case for your train yet, Joey?
I don't, and I found a guy that would make one. I mean, that's what they do is they make these cases, but for the dimensions, it was going to be like $400. And I
really,
yeah, I mean, that just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and I don't know. I'm going to do something. Well, the thing is I want the box on display because that's the value, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I know sitting right there is not the best place for it. So
you need to have it where it's protected in case of a leak or something.
I got to tell you, I was pretty impressed. You got those wires, even.
Oh man, I was like, man, I wish I could have done this live with him because I'm sitting there watching that video. I'm like, come on.
The whole time, I don't know if you can watch my lips moving in that video. The whole time I'm sitting there thinking, Jabbo's watching me and he's going to just nut up on me because how bad I'm doing this.
I put that in the comments. I was imagining Jabbo like my grandmother yelling at the TV at wrestling.
And then you would say it, though.
Oh. Oh, well, like I said, I'm not an electrician. Yeah. I don't even work for the phone company.
He said, I'm putting these prongs here. I don't even know what it's doing.
Yeah. Number.
Yeah, I got a number.
Hey, I don't know if y'all are aware of it, but Hoosier was it Chris that messed up your sign on purpose? What was the deal with your sign that said HoosierBricks?
Oh, I had a so I did the business cards. I might have one around here. I think I kept them. I don't know where they're at. But I had can't remember who I used, but had them print me some business cards and a banner.
Yeah.
So I get the banner and the business cards. I'm like, oh, cool. Go to a show, display it, pass out the business cards. 3 or 4 months later, go to another show. Somebody says, your name's spelled wrong. No, it's not. I turn around and look. I'm like, son of a bitch. And then they started telling me, we realized at the first show, I'm like, you
HoosierBricks.
Maybe they thought you were from Canada.
They left out no.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I'm like, some friends you are. Y'all didn't think.
Yeah, with friends like that, who needs enemies, right?
Yeah.
And they still bring it up today. So
Yeah.
So we want to thank everybody for watching another AFoOL podcast. We are what's AFoOL stand for? Fans of old Lego, but we like trains. And this is Traintober. We've been talking with HoosierBricks, Tom from HoosierBricks, who brings some awesome layouts to different shows. Hopefully we'll be able to go to another show and see that. And it's going to be even bigger and better 3 times or 4 times or 5 times the last time that he did the show. So check out the link below for HoosierBricks channel. All of that stuff in the links below. Maybe even Joey will get a card. But thanks for watching the AFoOL podcast. We're available where podcasts are actually found and here on BrickTrains.
Yep. See you guys.
Later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.